Welcome to the Western Digital presentation, and good afternoon to all of you. From Western Digital side, we are going to talk about the next generation innovative storage technologies. And I'm Bhavin Shah here. I take care of West region and I look after verticals like banking and finance, media and entertainment, and cloud business. Welcome once again. In this slide, what I want to show is this is the entire portfolio what Western Digital has to offer today. And if you see, we are present from NAND components to SD cards to USB to client devices, and then moving to enterprise solutions, starting with the enterprise NVMe SSDs to enterprise capacity spinning disk. And then we have a platform portfolio, which is basically a building block for open standard storage solutions. At the same time, what we have done is the SSD portfolio is now focused on NVMe. I will talk more about NVMe in my next few slides. And that is the area where industry is moving when it comes to performance. Also, with this portfolio, we are one of the largest storage manufacturing company on the planet today. When I say largest, I mean the combined production of our flash as well as our spinning disk. We produce the largest storage solutions in the world today. Quickly moving to the topic of discussion today, I am mainly going to focus on the building block products, which are JBOD and server and the composable infrastructure. Okay, we do have hard drives and NVMe SSDs in our portfolio. And when we talk about building block, those devices are part of those building block. So in interest of time and in interest of the topic what I want to cover today, I'm not going to go in detail of individual NVMe SSD or individual hard drive, but the solution which is in which these devices are part of it, right? So one is the JBOD solution, which is purely comprised with the hard drives. And we also have a JBOF of SATA and SAS SSDs. Our again focus here will be more on UltraStar Data 60 and UltraStar Data 102 JBOD. So UltraStar Data 60 and UltraStar Data 102 JBOD, basically this is a 4U chassis which can host with the Data 60 3.5-inch hard drives, and with Data 102 a 4U chassis can host up to 102 hard drives. The major difference between these two models is going to be the depth of the chassis, because when I'm populating it with 60 drives, the depth is less than 800 mm. And when I'm going to populate it with 102 drives, the depth is going to be less than 1200 mm. So what it tells is that for a Data 60 kind of a solution, your traditional 100,000 mm rack is good enough. But if you want to deploy solutions with Data 102 chassis, you need to make sure that the rack in the data center is 1200 mm depth rack minimum, right? When it comes to the features and the functionality of the JBOD, basically it can start with a minimum 6 terabyte hard drive, individual hard disk, and it can go up to 18 terabyte individual hard disk. Okay, so combined with 60 hard drives. Okay, it can be as less as 360 minimum when fully loaded, and it can be as high as 840 terabyte. And when it comes to 102 drive, similarly, either with 6 terabyte or with 18 terabyte drives. With 18 terabyte fully loaded, it becomes a 1.8 petabyte solution in a 4U chassis in a rack, right? This comes with 2 IOM, and you can connect up to 6 physical servers in dual path. Okay, depends, the number of servers to be connected depends on the solution required. But yes, there is an option to connect up to 6 physical servers in dual path. However, we have seen most of our customers do not connect more than 2 to 4 servers when they build a solution. But yes, there is an option to connect up to 6 servers. And this is a pure JBOD. So the data durability, the data reliability feature all lies with the software which sits on the host connected to this JBOD. Okay. Here you can understand this chassis as a device where you have installed such a large capacity of hard disk. Now, here I wanted to talk about a solution where our JBOD is being used as a building block, and we have done couple of POCs in few banking and finance sector with this solution. So basically, we have done a POC where we have deployed Chef as a storage solution, and it is designed for a backup and archival requirement. Okay, so point is, when you look for a massive scale requirement, when it comes to backup and archival, deploying JBOD and using open standard Chef kind of software defined storage really brings down your overall TCO. It really bring down the cost what you have to put to design multi-petabyte storage solution for backup and archival. And this is reality. We are talking with a few banking and finance accounts where we have done POC and we are in advanced stages to put such kind of solutions in production. Okay, so basically you can start with say 1 petabyte or a 2 petabyte solution with couple of JBODs and your host running Chef operating system. Okay, and then you can keep on scaling with a scale out approach. Okay, so as and when your storage requirement is growing, you can keep on adding JBOD and the Chef host. So along with storage capacity, you can also bring in performance. Also, you can bring in the bandwidth required to retrieve and store all this backup and archival data. So this is a very useful solution, and it can really bring down overall cost for a backup and archival kind of environment. I will quickly move and talk about NVMe. Here we want to talk about the technology which is going to be dominating when it comes to performance. As I said, I'll quickly switch the gears, and I wanted to talk about NVMe in my course of discussion today. And this is one slide where when it comes to performance, all these years we have seen that we had only two interfaces in the market. One was SATA and one was SAS. And that same interface was common when it comes to spinning disk as well as SSD or you call flash products, right? But NVMe is different. Okay, NVMe is purely designed for flash. You will not have NVMe interface for the spinning disk. This itself shows that yes, this is a true interface which is designed for flash, and with this interface you can actually take the maximum out of this flash. And that is where you can see that there is a transition which has started to happen, that is moving away from SATA and SAS SSDs to NVMe based performance PCI SSD and essential PCI SSD. Now there has to be a question like why there is a performance and essential. Just to make it simple, in the earlier SSD world, we always had SATA and SAS, right? The major difference between SATA and SAS was SATA is a single ported device and was targeted towards entry level and mid-range kind of applications, whereas SAS interface is a dual ported product where it is targeted towards redundancy based solutions and high performance solutions. Similarly, when it comes to NVMe, we also have two products to talk about. One is performance NVMe PCI and performance and essential based PCI NVMe, right? So when it comes to OEM, when I say OEMs is the likes of the storage vendors who bring full-fledged storage solution with dual controller or a multi-controller option, but those are proprietaries, right? So there, if you see performance PCI Express NVMe is going to lead. Simple reason, because those solutions are based on dual controller architecture, and that is where they need dual ported drive. Okay, and that is where you will see more of performance PCI Express. At the same time, essential PCI Express will go into the servers coming out from those OEMs. At the same time, if those OEM also have some scale out storage solutions, their essential PCI NVMe will be part of it. Why? Because again, as I said, it's a single ported drive. But if you see with respect to cloud customers or hyperscalers, it's totally different. They are adopting essential PCI Express NVMe. Simple reason, because their solutions are totally scale out solutions. They do not need a dual ported kind of a drive, because the dependency is not on a drive when they design a solution. their solution design is like, if a server has to fail, it can fail, but still the entire solution works, right? So the redundancy in those solutions is built with respect to at a host level, right? And that is where a single interface or single ported NVMe drives are good enough to be deployed. Quickly, here is the product list what we have to offer when it comes to building block for any storage solution when it comes to performance based solutions. So NVMe over Fabric is the solution which we like to offer. This product is OpenFlex with the E3000 chassis, and there are 10 sledge in this enclosure, and each sledge is called F3200 Fabric device. Okay, so this is a 3U chassis, fully loaded with all the 10 Fabric device. You can have 614 terabyte of NVMe storage in that. Okay, now each sledge is basically a NVMe capacity along with 250 gig ports. Okay, so it's a true composable infrastructure, and we have kept this chassis open. We can tomorrow, if there is any networking vendor who wants to bring and put his sledge in this chassis, yes, you can do it. If there is any memory vendor who has developed a sledge with memory, so basically we are providing this solution for a disaggregated infrastructure. That is where the world is moving today. So along with our NVMe sledge, you can have networking or memory sledge or a compute sledge in this same composable infrastructure chassis, right? As of today, this supports RDMA links, VROC 2. At the same time, we have announced TCP/IP support. So basically, you can connect up to with one sledge, you can connect one compute node and provide the entire capacity of that sledge to the compute node. At the same time, when there is a Ethernet fabric, you have a switch involved, you can have all the 10 sledge installed, and all the 10 are connected to the Ethernet fabric, and you can have multiple hosts connected to it, and you can have namespace assigned to each and every host from different sledges, right? Similarly, we have another product called Data24. Again, this is a NVMe over Fabric JBOF. Okay, this is a replacement for a traditional SAS SSD based JBOF. Okay, this is typical 2U architecture enclosure which can host 24 NVMe drives. You can deploy here in multiple of 8 units, 8, 16, and 24. Okay, and at the rear side, you have got 2 IOMs. If you remember in our JBOD in JBOD slides, I talked about 2 IOM which supports 6 SAS ports. Here we have 2 IOM, each support 3 NVMe ports. Okay, so basically you can connect up to 6 physical servers if you want to connect direct, or you can connect up to 3 physical servers in a dual path mode. And this is basically an entry level kind of a solution where you want to start with less and then keep on growing. So you can keep on adding Data24 in your environment again in a scale out fashion and grow. Now this is a solution or an example where we want to show the connectivity, how it happens. Okay, so if you started with just 8 drives, you can use a single port of each IOM and connect the servers. And as and when you grow with additional 8 drives of NVMe, you can keep adding more hosts to it. So with every 8 drives, you get additional 2 rapid flex across the IOMs. Rapid flex are the ports, okay, which gets enabled across the IOMs. Again, I want to reiterate that we have announced TCP/IP protocol as well with our OpenFlex products. Okay, so it will be coming as an offering in a few time. I want to share one example of this fast data solution where basically this is an OpenFlex chassis which is connected to Ethernet switches, and you have a VMware environment. So OpenFlex is certified with VMware. You can actually directly present the volumes or the namespace to the virtual machine as an object store, and it can be used. Similarly, what we want to say is that with this design and with this solution, we want to integrate and offer more and more open software architectures. Okay, if you have noticed one thing with NVMe, there is nothing like called as a hardware RAID, because hardware RAID brings basically a bottleneck. With NVMe, it's more about how your storage operating system can provide you the redundancy and reliability for the data what is written. Okay, and that is where you will see more and more solutions coming with software along with NVMe drives. So we are open with aligning with almost all the software defined storage vendors. Okay, and with this composable infrastructure, we meet the disaggregate requirement for the today's world. Okay, so basically your server and storage are disaggregated. You can have compute, you can have your memory networking along with storage separate, and then build a server out of it through the network, right? Thank you.